Hello, family. I am King Raphael, and welcome to the Short-Term Rental Wealth Builders Academy. You did not enroll in this program by accident. You're here because on some level, you know that you were meant to own more and control more and create more for your family than just a 9 to 5. In this academy, we're not just going to learn how to list a property on Airbnb because that's surface level. We're going to learn how to build a cash flowing asset using other people's properties. We're going to turn that into predictable income and eventually multiply it into true freedom and generational wealth. Now, I want you to write this down. I'm not just a host. I'm a CEO of a short-term rental business. Now, once you've adopted that, that's your new mindset. Because first you have to believe it before you see it and achieve it. Now, host, react. CEOs design, dedicate, and lead. So, over the next 6 weeks, here's what we're going to do together. We're going to break down the short-term rental industry, also known as STR, so it makes sense. We're going to choose your business model and your lane. We're going to do real research, not just guessing. We're going to analyze deals like professional. And when things get hard, we're going to pray. Okay? And by the end of this program, if you have done the work and you're truly ready to launch or improve your own STR business, I'm here to coach you all the way through it. Now, let me be very clear with you. As a man, as a leader, as someone who owns properties and understands the grind, it is imperative that you build a strong foundation so you can grow as tall as you need to grow. Now, understand, this is not a get rich by Friday program. This is not, I watched a reel, now I'm a guru. That's not what this type of business is. But there will be work, okay? There will be research and there will be some discomfort because you're gonna have to challenge yourself. And anytime you're growing in this life, there's going to be some uncomfortability, but that's a good sign of growth. There will be some no's before the yeses. But if you stay consistent in the same way you clock in for someone else's dream and you apply that to the same discipline of your dream, the thing can change around instantly. So here's how I want you to posture yourself for this academy. Come as a student, not just a know-it-all, but have an open mind and ready to learn. Commit to finishing, not just starting. Treat every lesson like it's worth $1,000. Because if you execute this properly, it will be. Now, let's talk about the framework that will guide you through everything we'll be doing in this program. The 4 stages of STR wealth is master, maintain, monitor, and apply. Ask yourself, why am I here? How much monthly income do I want my STR business to generate? What am I willing to give up for the next 6 weeks to make room for this? In this academy, everything we do is built in 4 stages. If you understand these 4 stages, you will understand the business very clearly. You will understand where you are and what you need to focus on next and why you may get stuck. So again, the 4 stages are master, which is when you master, you learn the game. You build the foundation that you need to support your growth. You have to maintain. That's operating with consistency and excellence in everything you do. We're going to monitor. That's how you measure and improve performance. We're also going to multiply. We're going to duplicate what works and scale, and then we're going to do it again. We're also going to master. That means we're going to maintain what we have, we're going to monitor what we have, and we're going to multiply what we have through proper discipline and management. Stage 1, master. To master your short-term rental business, you must first understand what is STR, which stands for short-term rental, and how the industry works. What is legal in your market? Everybody doesn't allow Airbnbs or certain condos have certain restrictions. Certain cities have certain regulations. We're going to go through things and we're going to find out what's applicable for your city with direct coaching. So we're going to also look at how the numbers work. In this stage, you're not decorating or buying furniture yet. You're doing the smart thing, sometimes the boring thing, but that work saves you from constant mistakes later. Trust me, I have made them all. So in the master stage, you will understand what a short-term rental is from a legal and practical standpoint. You will learn the difference between long-term rentals, short-term rentals, mid-term rentals, hotels, which I love to own, by the way, and identifying your target guest avatar, which is the specific guest type that you're designing your business for. We're also going to pull your local short-term rental regulations and understand what's allowed in your city, because regulations vary from city to city, state by state. So learn how to analyze profitability before signing a lease or buying anything, establishing your business entity, and separate your business finances. This stage is about clarity and foundation. Stage 2, maintain. Once you've launched your first property, the second stage is to maintain it. Now let me tell you, I've lost my first property within the first 2 months, and then I had to go get another one. I lost it through evictions and not understanding the rules and regulations of that complex. But you won't make that same mistake. A lot of people can launch, a very few maintain consistent quality. Maintaining means that your listing always stays competitive with great photos, a strong description, and smart pricing. Your guest communication is fast, clear, and respectful. Trust me, your algorithms will depend on it. Your cleaning team knows exactly what guest ready means, and your cleaning team is one of the most essential components of this, unless you're doing it all yourself. That's how I started, but I had to delegate that. Your honor, your lease, or mortgage, and treat the property as an asset, not a toy. In this academy, you'll learn exactly what it means to take and run an STR day in and day out so that you don't get burned out and your property doesn't become a headache. One of the things that burned me out was doing my own house cleaning. I've learned and adjusted. Stage 3, monitor. Now we step out of feelings and step into numbers. If you can measure it, you can't manage it. I'm gonna say that again. If you can't measure it, then you can't manage it. In the monitoring stage, we learn to track and understand the KPIs, which is the key performance indicators, such as your occupancy rates, and that's how many nights you're booked each month, your average daily rate, how much more you're earning per booked night, and your revenue per available night, which is also known as RevPAR. Profit after all expenses. We're going to look at which days book the fastest. We're going to look at which days stay empty. We're also going to analyze which platforms or channels are performing best. Evaluate which changes increase bookings and which don't. Instead of saying, I feel like it's slow, we'll be able to say, our occupancy dropped from 78% to 62% this month. Here's why, and here's what we're going to do about it. Now, that's a big difference. Stage 4, multiply. Once you've mastered, maintained, and monitored your first unit, now you're in position to multiply. Multiplying simply means taking the exact systems that worked on your first property and repeating them. We call that rinse, wash, and repeat. If it's working, let's continue it. Now, sometimes as we repeat, it can be in the same building, just on another floor, such as things that I've done in the past. It can also be in another building, in another complex, or it can be in another city. It can even be in another state. However you decide to scale, that is up to you. So adding units can be done through rental arbitrage, where you don't own the property and you rent someone else's out, which is a great way to start your business model if you don't want to invest in your own property. There's also ownership. You can own your property, build equity, right, and make money that way. Also co-hosting and management deals if you want to help other owners out. So this is where we're going to start talking about building teams, creating SOPs, leveraging technology such as booking platforms. We're going to expand into new markets. The goal is simple. Do what works again and again without breaking your life in the process. Now, on a fresh page in your notebook, I want you to write down the 4 stages, and underneath each one, write the following. What I think this stage means for me personally, where I am right now, what I want to master in this stage. Now take a few minutes and really think about it and be honest with yourself. Don't worry, I'll be right here. Now, what does STR definitions, models, and why does this work? Now that we have the 4 stages, let's define our playing field. Short-term rentals. So a short-term rental known as STR, which is a rental of a residential home, unit, or accessory dwelling for a short period of time. Most often it's less than 30 consecutive days, subject to your local laws. Now, that can be done either in a single family house, a condo, it can be done in a multi-family house. You can actually own a hotel or a room or 2 in a hotel and do that. You can even do this business in your basement suite, have an extra room. You have shared components that make this doable for your living life. A guest house or a garage apartment. So even a room inside your primary home, you could start this business. So there's multiple ways of entry. The key is the length of stay and the intent.